Welcome back. All right, so we're going to talk about the Nashville Predators. Nashville is a team that's in the mix for the playoffs, in the hunt for the playoffs. Will they make said playoffs? We shall see. So I've got the Meth Tiger here, the old logo here, and the current logo here. So I've got it all covered for Nashville. Their current record being 24-18-6 is good. They've been getting better lately. They've quietly been getting better. UC Soros has been dragging them to some wins as well. Hey, they're all wins. However you get them, it's fine. Your goaltender is part of the team. The power rankings, they've had a hard time getting into the top half of the power rankings. They have been as high as 14th. They're currently 17th. The lowest they've been is 27th. They've had some rough goes of it. So it's been better lately. It feels like some guys who were off to slow starts have picked it up. Some guys being guys like Forsberg, Yossi, Duchesne, etc., etc. There's still a good team here, and this is also a squad that in a playoff series could be dangerous, and they, I think, would flourish as potentially an underdog. Now, last year, of course, in the playoffs, they got taken out relatively easily. But no offense to Connor Ingram, but we don't know what might have happened if UC Soros had been available for that, right? And of course, it was the Avs who were just a machine. So this year, the West doesn't look as daunting. And there isn't a team right now in the West that looks like a machine. So we could see some more upsets this year in the playoffs, and that's where a team like Nashville could come in. They had the underdog run in 2017. Sure, that's 6 years ago now, but how quickly has that time gone by? But that may have been 6 years ago now, but a lot of the players who were on that team are still around, and there is still a feeling that this team can get hot at the right time. So they started the season 3-6-1, rough start. They were 9-9-2 after 20 games, 13-13-4 after 30 games, so keeping that 500 record there. 19-15-6 after 40 games, and since then they've been 6-3. So 24-15-6 overall, or 24-18-6, I should say, overall. And yeah, that's not bad. Their overall record is a pretty good one, and so we'll see whether or not that can carry over and get them into a playoff spot. Again, I got their status as hopeful because they're below the playoff line, but it feels like they can get in. We'll see how it ends up working out. Of course, they lost a couple of games earlier this season because of the flood in their building. Once those games get made up, we'll see. The MVP, I don't think there's any question of who the MVP is with Nashville. It has to be UC Saros. He is their best player. And he's been absolutely sensational this year for them. So, yeah, I would go with Saros as their MVP. You guys can let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, as always. Now, for the top scorers of the team, I had to pause because I realized I only put 4 up there, and I meant to put 5 for each team. So, bad hockey guy. Forsberg's their leading scorer, 19 goals, 22 assists, 41 points. Sure, you wish he was scoring at a higher rate, but it's been better lately, as I said. And Yossi, who had a slow start, is now at 12 goals, 29 assists, also sitting at 41 points. Duchesne, 14 goals, 24 assists, 38 points. Really solid run for Duchesne overall. And, I mean, his numbers are more along basically statistical averages. He's had some good years and down years overall. I think this year's been okay. But there's definitely room here for somebody to get really hot after the All-Star break, so we'll see who it is. Could it be Granlund? 6 goals, 22 assists, 28 points. Very good passer. Could it be Johansson? 11 goals, 14 assists, 24 points. His contract gets talked about a lot, and rightfully so. He makes a lot of money, but he has been worth that money in certain seasons, and he is capable of getting hot after the All-Star break as well. Their pending UFA list is an interesting one, and that Cole Smith's there. I would think you keep him around. He's been pretty good for them over the last, I'll say, 15 games. Jankowski, player that if they want to keep around, they can. If they don't, they can replace. Lankinen is the interesting one here. Kevin Lankinen has been indispensable as the backup. Sign him. Give him an extension. Give him, a 2-year extension. I would say he's earned it. Sanford is in the minors, but for a team who's looking for some depth up front, maybe Zach Sanford to be of some interest. You're not going to get a lot back for him, but it's just one of those guys I noticed on their depth chart that he's there and he's on expiring contract. Their tandem of Saros and Lankinen has not only kept them in games, it's won them games, and it has kept them in contention for a playoff spot. And as long as you have really good goaltending, and both goalies are playing quite well, and they both have been, you can be dangerous come a playoff series. And so for Nashville, it really is about getting above the line and staying there. So we'll see if they're able to get that done. But I do think they have that chance. I'd be interested to know though for Nashville fans. Right now, the odds of making the playoffs are listed at 29.2%. I think that's low, but again, it's all simulated. There's no emotion involved in it. But if you're a Nashville fan from an emotional standpoint, do you believe the 29.2%, or do you think, you know what, we're going to make the playoffs? What do you think? And then also, if they don't make the playoffs, do you change things up? Do you do some sort of a retool? What do they do? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below, as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.